So the EU is apparently caught in a game of foreign policy tug of war, trying to decide if it should dance with China or just tap out completely. Spud, what do you make of this international tango?
Ari, it's like watching two cats over a saucer of cream, whiskers ready for a fight. It seems pretty intense. But what's the deal? Are we talking about a China pillow fight or a full on sumo wrestling with international relations here?
Let's not kid ourselves, Spud. Europe is in a bit of a pickle. On one hand, you've got the US hurling some harsh words at China, egging the EU to step in line. And on the other, China's got those big juicy investments dangling like a carrot. Spain's foreign minister is basically saying, hey, let's figure this out on our terms for once.
Do they have terms like a contract? I mean, can't they just go halvesies, one day sip tea with China, another day shoot hoops with the US?
I'm sure international diplomacy has room for your innovative halvesies approach, Spud. But in reality, it's not that simple. Take Spain. They want those sweet lithium battery investments from China and can't afford to lose China as a major pork importer. Yet, the pressure from the US to back their stance against China is quite the stressor.
Right. So they're trying to keep the BBQ party going with those pork exports. But what's the beef here? Some kind of economic bungee jumping? I feel like Spain didn't bring their safety helmet.
Think of it as a tightrope walk, actually. Spain's trying not to fall into either camp completely. They want to partner with China without neglecting their EU obligations and US alliances. But speaking of being patient, China, meanwhile, is playing the long game, essentially acting like, don't mind us. We'll be over here with our strategic investments.
So it's the classic don't call us, we'll call you scenario. But Aria, tell me, if Europe decides to cozy up to China, does that mean they suddenly be pro-pandemic prevention strategies or something equally huge?
Not exactly. This isn't about suddenly aligning their whole policy with China's. It's more about picking and choosing when to see China as a partner and when to see them as a more straightforward competitor. It's complex, but the EU is wary of putting all its eggs in either the US or China's basket.